Alright, welcome back to Skyrim. So last time we had some nightmares and some sleepwalking incidents, and then met two clans of vampires in Skyrim, and we have to join one of them, I think. So we're not just a lone fledgling. Right now we are heading to Morthal so that we can spend the day at the inn, and then we're going to head out toward Ustengrav at night to get that horn, and then head toward Solitude to meet the other clan, the Quarra.
What's the Jarl going to do about it?
How are we supposed
It's
to
that
be
vampire
safe in
hunter
our own
again.
homes?
Please, enough of
Wonder if he has anything to say to me in my current condition. Perhaps this is stupid, but if he attacks me, I will be able to defend myself, I
No
imagine.
need for wizards in our midst.
Yeah? You change your mind? The Dawnguard could use somebody like you.
Some hunter he is, not being able to tell he's looking at one. Killing vampires? Where do I sign up?
Ha! Isran's going to like you. Go talk to him at Fort Dawnguard, southeast of Riften. He'll decide if you're Dawnguard material.
Started Dawnguard. Well, that might be an interesting thing to look into, but perhaps not now. I imagine taking on an...
What
the fuck was that noise? Anyway, I imagine taking on an entire fort of vampire hunters right now is not the best idea, but in the future, it might be amusing to poke my head in and see what's going on.
Have you met the bard that plays here? He's got a voice like broken glass and fingers like the knob of a carrot. Sometimes he ventures outside, and when he plays, the animals in the marsh will start screaming.
Been there, done that. Well, I ended up talking to her because out of character, I thought that she was Alva, the other vampire here. I wanted to see if she had anything to say, but nah.
All right, then.
Lavana struck up a conversation, was not interested in the topic. Alright, well, let's hope that you have a room available, innkeeper. Are you in bed? Could I get away with a little snack before bed? It would seem so.
What do you think you're doing?
First of all, I'd like to rent a bath.
Of course.
Now, before you get back into
Welcome to
bed,
the Moorside. If you need anything, I'll be around.
I'd like to rent a room.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this
It's
way.
this bed that she was just
Let me know if there's
using.
anything else you need.
You know, you are filthy. You didn't change the sheets. Not terribly happy about that, but I do need a place to sleep. Alright, now we're going to end up sleeping for rather a long time because we had to wait until nighttime. So yeah, let's sleep till about 7 p.m. Alright, hopefully that snack I had before bed will tide me over for the time being.
Once was a stranger with eyes full of danger. He spoke
Gods, help us!
but his meaning was heard. Sing on, sweet Lorbuck. Sing on.
The Bardic College is home
Now,
to
is
a
he hurt
dueling
because I fed
master.
on him, or did he go
It is
and get
said
himself into
he is
trouble or
adept
something?
with the spoken
Because he's
word
all bloodied.
as it is.
Do you mind? I was in the middle of a thought. Anyway, let's leave. I like how they have garlic hanging by the door, as if that would actually stop vampires. The only vampire...
I'm still waiting for her to come.
The only vampire in the Elder Scrolls, that I know of at least, that has an aversion to garlic is Vicente from the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. But that's because he had an unrelated garlic allergy, not because he's a vampire. Which I think is fucking hilarious. Riding a horse in a swamp, typically not a good idea, but I have a strange feeling that Cinnamon here will be okay. Especially if I stick to the outskirts of the swamp. Just have to keep my eyes open for a Nordic barrow. The Fane of Ustengrav, which is right there. Okay, and let's put the helmet on. There we go. Yeah, it hides my hair, but it's big enough that doesn't make me look very obviously bald, so I'm fine with it.
Bruce, bro, how did you do that?
Get the mage. I got kind of turned around because I tripped over the bodies and went flying a little bit. But it appears these aren't just typical bandits here. They're thralls animated by necromancers, which is interesting. Speaking of, where'd the necromancer's body go? Instincts? Oh, the snowy weather apparently makes you weaker to disease. Not that that's a problem as a vampire. Ah, up there somewhere. Yeah, I probably looked right at her, didn't I? Take that Nern root. And you know what? Let's have a little sip from the corpse. Not very effective feeding, but my last feed was on a Lurbook the night before. Or I should say the morning, before I went to bed. Right, I'll take these. The Scroll of Vampire's Bane. Deals 45 points of damage to undead in a large area. Targets on fire take extra damage over time. I wonder if that would affect me too. I forgot I made a fresh cup of coffee. It's a good thing it's still warm. I would have been quite displeased if it was cold. So I see someone wielding frost, but I do have a 70% resistance to that at the moment. Funnily enough, I went from uber fire resistant to uber frost resistant. Now I'm only a little bit fire resistant. Could you stop bashing me? I'm not a piñata. Wait, but that was only 25 gold, wasn't it? Yeah, you may have that back. Do those have any useful properties? Resist frost. Not really that I can see at the moment. I'll take that though, that's 55 gold. If I start to become over encumbered, I'll drop some of those robes because they weigh 1 apiece, and that'll add up. But I think my encumbrance is actually pretty good these days. Yeah, 350 total carry weight, plus a backpack should I need it. So I've got some Draugr. Seems like the necromancers bit off a bit more than they could chew. Deal with the mages first. Frost still does slow me, which is not pleasant, but it at least doesn't deal much damage in the process. That's a pile of dead people if ever I've seen one. For a Daedric staff, that is not terribly valuable. I'll pick it up for now, but like I said, I might drop it if I start to become over encumbered, because I do actually have a few staves of similar value that I might want to drop. This one's valuable. Now, of course, I have Sanguine Rose, which is very valuable. I don't think I want to sell that. Even if I don't end up using it, I might want to just keep it. It's an interesting item. Right now, I'm holding on to it because it might be good sorry, I had a stroke. In an emergency. But this is very obviously a hidden door. I wonder. Yup. So similar to how I solved the puzzle for A Tale, Blood, and Snow in the last episode by swinging my sword through the table and hitting the button, if there's a lever right next to the door, which I knew there was one right here because I played this game a bajillion times, you can hit it if your weapon's long enough. I'm not going to abuse it. I was just curious, okay? That's really funny, though. Do with that knowledge what you will. I don't know if this mod actually works with pull chains. I know some hidden doors have pull chains. So it might be worth trying out if you know such a door. There we go. Another case of I was talking, so I got turned around, so I shut up for a moment so I could see where I was going. Ah, this is another dungeon that's been expanded by mods, I see. Okay, got some Drakkar here. It's easier to pick them up in third person. Try not to take the tankards. Oh, there's one more. And one there. Okay. Here, let's see if this works on pull chains. No, it doesn't, which is good, because it wouldn't make sense if it worked on pull chains. Levers and buttons are understandable. Pull chains, no thank you. Take those Drakkar. Not a very valuable treasure room. I should have traded in my defunct currencies when I was in Markarth, but from the Night to Remember quest, because it's starting to build up. Thankfully, these coins are weightless. I didn't add a weight to them, but yeah, I do have a bunch that I could have possibly traded in. Got another Draugr, which can now rest in peace. Yeah, look how little damage that does to me these days. I just leveled up. Nice. Okay, we've got a door here. Some stairs here. I hear a Draugr nearby, but I'm not sure where. Maybe through that door. Fine, I'll pick the lock. I do have to say, having played The Outer Worlds 2 recently, I really like the way they handled lockpicking in that game. You had to meet a skill threshold, and if you did, it was just an animation, no minigame. It's just a skill check. You walk up to the door and press E. That's it. Less hassle involved. Ustengrav Depths. I think this might be the vanilla path. And I say I think it might be, and not that I know it is, because the modded layout does have me a little bit disoriented, which is not a bad thing. Being able to have fresh experiences in a dungeon you've done a bajillion times is good. It's a honed ancient Nord warhammer. I mean, I don't use warhammers, but it is better than my sword. Might be that we're going to get a replacement for our sword sometime soon. Our sword is a Nord hero sword, though, so I'm not certain about that. Ooh, is that an EV? Yeah, that's an EVG animated traversal marker. So yeah, we can just squeeze through the rubble. Takes us back to this room, which we've already been through, so I'll just squeeze back. You'll have to forgive the camera freaking out a little bit. It is a cool mod, this dungeon overhaul and the animated traversal integration, but little things like that can't happen. picking this lock, I guess. I see a pull chain next to the chest. I'm assuming that just controls the portcullis that I just opened, but I'll try it anyway. Yeah. Okay, there are Draugr down there. Probably go to the depths after clearing this place. I like being able to, like, just walk out of the way of attacks like that. Precision is such a good mod. Ooh, got some really nice healing potions. It's a good thing I checked out this area. Okay, where does this lead? Is there a chain or a lever around here somewhere? Not that I can very obviously see. Oh well, I know a path that I want to take, so I'm going to go back there. I was just using that moment to sip my coffee. You know, this is like perfect Skyrim conditions. Not only is it Skyrim's anniversary, 11/11, but it's also snowy outside. Well, not snowing actively, but it snowed yesterday and there's still a bunch stuck to the ground. And I got a cup of coffee. So, perfect Skyrim conditions. Okay, that door leads back to Ustengrav, so an alternate route by the looks of things. But we've already made our way to the depths, so it doesn't really matter. Can't really see that far ahead of me right now. The lantern only does so much. I do wonder, though. I do have this hunter's sight. Okay, that does make things a bit better, and I can see enemies through walls. But don't expect me to rely on it too much. Looking at this for an entire video would not be pleasant. Can I turn it back off? I can. Okay, good. It's a toggle. Now, how there is fresh cheese in here, I could not answer that question. Perhaps there's some Sheogorath involvement. Speaking of food, though, that does remind me, I've still not dropped all this stuff that I don't need anymore. Yeah. So it can join the fresh cheese. I think I was about to say the fresh cheese or something. So we've got some coffins here. Thankfully, the threat made itself apparent very quickly. I feel like I'm getting better at steering my power attack. There's a lot of forward momentum when you do a sprinting power attack, as you can imagine. So it does take a little bit of steering sometimes. Some soul gems. I'm not going to use this enchanter because I'm not an enchanter. Let's turn the lantern back on. I say as I walk into another better lit area. Turn it back off, because these skeletons are going to be able to see me if I'm running around with a beacon on my belt. Looks like I could possibly make it with a... There we go. Okay, well, they've all seen me anyway, so Lantern can come back on. Alright. And Greater Soul, empty Greater Soul Gem is okay, because I can use that at the Elemental Gem altar. How very dare you. Oh yeah, let's just jump down. Sorry, I bumped the stop recording button when I was trying to unmute my microphone, so I'm gonna have to splice these together into one episode. For you guys, there will have been possibly just a little cut. But for me, I just gave future me some more work by accidentally pressing a button. I forget what I was originally going to say, too, so... Oh well. Okay, don't have any arrows stuck in me. Something's killing my frame rate in this direction. Is it the fire particles? No, I can't clear the skeletons off of it. Oh well. There is a path this way. Yeah, I'm assuming it's the fire or something that was killing my frame rate, because looking over here, it's fine. There appears to be one of those word walls, because now we know what those are. And I do, in fact, have a dragon soul to spend. This right here is one of my favorite shouts. Become ethereal. Thuum reaches out to the void, changing your form to one that cannot harm or be harmed. Well, that's slightly misleading, because you can harm, but it will end the effect. And that is part of why I really like the shout. And yes, as a reminder, I do use the SkyUI groups to do my shouts, so I can use my hotkeys for other things. Not that I'm really using them for much as this character, I just have one for the Great Sword. Alright, what does this wall say? Noble Nords, remember these words of the Whorefather. It is our duty for, it is our duty to fuck. No, I'm kidding. It is duty of each man to live with courage and honor, lest he fade forgotten into darkness. And fade is the word that we got. It's a good thing running water doesn't harm vampires in the Elder Scrolls universe. Because that could have been nasty. Me walking through the waterfall like that. Alright, so let's head back up now. We got our shout, but this is clearly not the way forward. Oops, I didn't mean to press the light button multiple times. The light button is in a very slightly inconvenient hotkey position because of where my mic sits. I've got a big old pop filter in my face for my microphone. Sorry, I just bumped it if you heard that. And it blocks the L key. I might have to rebind that, I'm not sure. So whenever I press it, I kind of have to look around. I have the layout of my keyboard memorized, but in playing games, it's harder to just use tactile position to find keys that are on the right side of the keyboard, because my hand is on the mouse. My left hand is on WASD. Okay, so that opens that gate. That's the spiral staircase that I saw early on, I think. That's fine. No reason to go up there, I don't think. Would have just been an alternate route. We have a gate here. Any way to open it on this side? No. About these. Ah. Seems like there is in fact a way to open them. Although the timing is going to be tight. I think I have to go quick. So let's just use that shout. Yep, just like that. Ah, bunch of fire traps by the looks of it. Well, thankfully, we picked up something that helps in that regard. So let's just go over here and then... Spiders, lovely. It's a good thing I'm immune to poison. So I just have to worry about the webs and the physical attacks. Sorry, I know it's loud. It's loud in my ears, too. Could you please just die? Thank you. I'll take a couple bottles of venom, why not? Just cut through here. Oh, yeah. Just remembered something. Might be gone because I turned into a vampire. Well, the turn of the season happened a couple episodes ago between recordings, like when I went to sleep. So usually that gives you some kind of buff, but I think it's gone because I'm a vampire. I wanted to check that. Don't ask why I remembered just now. It was a weird tangent in my brain. Well, that's a bit impressive, if not a bit ominous. I do get mild Chamber of Secrets vibes from this place. I wonder if that makes sense. Reinforced steel helmet. Now, how would that look on me compared to the Vigilant helmet? It is a bit better. Not the biggest fan of the horns, but it does go with the outfit and doesn't make me look bald. How's that? I had a stroke. How does it look on my belt? That is the next question. Okay. Well, I wasn't going to address the note yet. I didn't look at it. I was doing my helmet stuff. You should know, fashion takes precedent. I think I'll use it for now, even though it's not my favorite look. The other helm was also not my favorite look. Oh, in fact, I could drop the silver helmet too. Right. Well, after all of that, the horn is not there, and instead we have a note. Dragonborn, I need to speak to you, urgently. Rent the attic room at the Sleeping Giant Inn in Riverwood, and I'll meet you, a friend. What kind of friend would take the horn and make all that journey for nothing? Could have just sent me a courier. A friend. I suppose they were actually a little bit clever, because now they forced me to agree to their invitation. But I'm not going immediately. I have other pressing matters to attend to. Being a new vampire and all that's pretty important to address. Good thing I already picked up the key for this chest. Okay, third person to pick these up. Not a lot of money to be gained from that pile, but it still is pretty satisfying, I must admit. Alright. So this is the way out. Through this door will be the lever that I managed to hit through the wall. Alright. Here it is. Now I can actually show off the mod that lets you hit levers to activate them in a better way. See, doesn't that make a lot more sense? That's actually really cool. I like that a lot. Hitting it through the wall is a bit silly, I must admit. But it's not an intended feature, of course. I can still hear the fire from the other room. That does happen in Skyrim sometimes. The sound will get stuck. But it'll eventually go away. Alright, to Skyrim. What time is it? It's 12 a.m. Should probably not go through the swamp because there's no bridge that will get us to Solitude, and I don't have any way of walking on water. I specify that because walking on water is usually my favorite way to get from Ustengrav to Solitude. I just cross the river. But cannot really do that as this character, now can I? Unless I find a magic item for that purpose. I believe I actually earlier in the series did have an item for that, but I don't anymore. I sold it. Because it was pretty heavy at the time. Let's get Cinnamon. Then head back toward Morthal and then loop around via Dragon Bridge, which will also get us closer to Pinemoon Cave, where I can decide my allegiance. Now, out of character, I do know that I'm going to go with Quarra, because one, I've not played that route before, and two, because their style of hunting matches Levana's playstyle. It is actually really cool, though, to think about the fact that the Kromvanger seem to have some tie to Mephala, which, as a Dunmer who follows reclamations, Levana also has a tie to Mephala. So it's going to be a little bit interesting having that working against people who work for Mephala thing going on. Kenstag Ruins. Who are you? You don't want to talk? Are you leading me somewhere? Where are we going? What mod are you from? The fuck? There we go. You are from... Oh, you're actually just from Skyrim. Huh. Whoops. I now need to press tab again. My bad. I don't do a lot of traveling at night, so I've probably seen this before, but a long time ago, if I had to guess. Just to make sure this isn't like some wild goose chase, what's your current package? Snowy POI Ghost Travel Package. Okay, it doesn't really give any information about where we are going. So I guess I'm going to follow just because I am curious. Now, if this continues for a very long time, I might stop. Ah, are we going here? Nothing to say? Ghosts are weird.
Is someone there?
Some bandits. There we go. And the ghost is gone. Oops, I now mean to pick up your weapon, whatever that was. Reinforced iron greatsword? Yeah, you can have that back. Take your... No, I don't need that soup. Have your soup back. I have a woodcutter's axe already. I'll take the lockpick, though. Why not? It's a block book. So we had some people... Ah, was this your grave, Mr. Ghost? Are you going to take umbrage from me looting you, like those bandits were about to? I'll destroy you if you try to destroy me. Don't need your shield. You may... You know what? You may keep that if it'll keep you happy, okay? Yeah, this is all vanilla Skyrim, isn't it? Yeah. Either I genuinely haven't seen that before, or it's just been a long time since I saw that. The fuck is going on here? I imagine some texture has just stretched out. It's a rat. It's a rat. Oh, that's funny. Okay. I'm just going to leave it be. Behold the wall of rat. Sorry, that made me laugh quite a bit. Where does it end? All the way over here. And even then it stretches out like the thinnest sliver. What the fuck? That's great. Skyrim. Right, well originally I was going to look at this place because I noticed the banner up there. Curious if this is an important location of any kind. There's a note here. Whoever reads this, do not camp here. This place is haunted by a ghost that only appears at night, so get out of here while you can. Is that note vanilla? I'm picking it up because it was doing the weird clip through the table thing. Don't think that note is vanilla. No. This bedroll is owned by whom? Nobody alive by the looks of it. I'm just going to use my instincts to see if there's a corpse nearby. No, not that I can sense. Let's loot the chest. You know, if there's a mod that is overhauling this location, it could be that that was cut content that was restored. No, then again, it would say it was defined by the mod or something. I don't know. Right, there's that banner too. I want to see if I can interact with it and claim the place or something. Yep, I can. Let's claim it for Hjal March, I suppose. Oops. I accidentally pressed it multiple times. Right, that was something else I want to check. Okay, I've got some minor combat stress. Don't really have many ways of resolving it at the moment because I don't have access to blood. So I'm going to play some music. That should help calm me down here. I'll take off this helmet. I imagine the nasal piece is probably going to block the flute somewhat. Okay, I'm still not good at it, and that's also the Game of Thrones theme. Yeah, still not very good. But keep it up. The notifications are becoming more positive. How's my stress? So stressed. Fun fact, though, I've never actually watched Game of Thrones. Couldn't get into it. I tried. It was just way too much pornography. I'm not like a major prude or anything, but it just felt like that was the focus of the show within the first few episodes, and no thank you. It's just not my thing. Damn, you're pretty good. Yeah, look at me. She just points at herself. Yeah, it might seem like a bit of an abrupt progression, but like I said, I've been pausing the recording during a lot of the practice when I'm not so good. And I've been actually getting steadily better. The Game of Thrones theme notwithstanding, that was a bad example. And just before that song, I actually played one of the vanilla Skyrim songs that was just like slightly off key. So the progression was very much there, more so than you would have seen. I'm getting good. I am getting good. Am I still stressed? Yeah, I am. I might need to meditate or something for a little bit. Hey, your animations look right. Mine were a little bit off. I assume it's because of the fact that my character changed race recently when the vampirism turn happened. But I could be wrong there. So it's 3:05 a.m. Might have to spend the night at Dragon Bridge if we don't get to Pinemoon Cave before the sun rises. I can barely tolerate your presence. There we go. There we go. Okay, that one was bad. You might even say it was unbearable. Oh, there's another bear. I was trying to think of another bear pun. But I don't seem to be able to right now. It's hard to try to turn Ursine into a pun. That's a hard word to work into one. I'm sure I could if I put my mind to it for long enough, but let's not dwell on it. Miko is right here. Miko's a corgi by the looks of it. Huh. The reason I'm not getting Miko's because I don't like the idea of bringing pets into combat. So I do apologize if anybody wanted to see Miko with me. That, and I don't know if he would affect the lone wolf perk or not. But it's mostly just as a rule I don't like bringing animals into combat. Alright, so here we are at Dragon Bridge. It's currently 3:40 a.m. I think we have time to get to Pinemoon Cave. Then we can spend the day there. Assuming we want to join, after all. If not, we can come back here and rest at the inn. Although out of character, I know I am going to join, so... That's what we'll do. Unless they say something that, like, really would piss off Lavana, I'm going to be joining them. Got some vigilance here. Fighting vampires. There's the Headless Horseman. And you got spectral priests. You know what? I'm not going to get involved. They're like falling down the cliff. Oh, whoops, I forgot to put my helmet back on. I got out of the habit of doing that because of the fact that I was just hiding my helmet when it was the silver one. And while I could continue wearing a helmet that's just hidden and saying that the enchantment is doing the extra protection, I do prefer to not do that in general. Right, so Pinemoon Cave should be around here somewhere. I'm going to mark Wolf Skull Cave on the map right now so I can use it as a guide. Because navigating without a compass is a little bit tricky sometimes, which I enjoy. Alright, let's see here. Okay, so we've passed it. We have to head back toward Dragon Bridge, but stay on the area above. So it's going to be back here-ish. Probably be a bit easier to navigate if it was daytime, but it's fine. Nighttime visibility is actually not horrible in this collection. Normally, I do like to have Darker Nights mods, but for a YouTube series, this is perfectly fine. Because like I said, before we have our way of dealing with the sunlight weakness, we're going to be relying on nighttime, and if it is nighttime all the time, YouTube compression tends to not like that, so having better visibility will help in that regard. So we've got a dead alchemist, and some Spriggans. Now this right here, the Daedric altar here, that is from my elemental gems mod. I decided that this person had set up an altar so that they could make some elemental gems. So I'm just going to make use of that. Elemental gems does not come native to Gate to Sovngarde. For those of you who might be new to the series, it's one that I added because it's a mod that I made. And I've added pretty much all of my mods. Just except for a few, and then the April Fool's mod of the April Fool's mods. Of course, I did not add, because yes, I like to make April Fool's mods every year. Okay, so we are heading in the right direction. Just need to go more that way. I'm gonna leave Cinnamon for now because I don't know what to expect when we get there. And that's me actually speaking kind of honestly and out of character as well, because with the start of A Tale of Blood and Snow, I don't know if I should expect hostilities at the front of the cave or not, seeing as the Quarra are layered here. I believe the cave is nearby. Should be right around here somewhere. Got a house of some kind right here. And a pheasant. What is this house? Do you have a map marker? No. Frodmer's Cottage. From 3D NPC. Okay. Also have a Nordic ruin here. Might be worth exploring after getting some rest. Cave should be around here somewhere, and I need to hurry because I can see the sun is starting to rise. Aha. Are you hostile to me or hostile to something else? I'm gonna assume something else.
You're nothing but meat.
Who are you fighting? Well, I need to talk to you if it's okay.
Ready to see true strength?
So, what is a clan from Morrowind doing in Skyrim? Red Year, I assume?
You can thank the Red Year for that. Our ancestral home is buried under ash and lava.
And why should I join the Quarra?
Because we understand true power. The other clans are cowards. They rely on stealth, magic, and honeyed words to hunt. The Quarra have no need for such tricks. We have never needed anything but our own strength.
I mean, sometimes the right word in the right ear will do you wonders, but I do agree that strength is preferable to stealth and magic. What's wrong with the Kronvanger?
You may as well ask what's wrong with Rockjoint. The Kronvanger are nothing but abominations. Vermin hiding in the shadows. For all Vilkozlak's grand speeches about honor, the Kronvanger still rely on vampire tricks to hunt. We Quarra have no need for trickery. If you want true honor, find it with your sword.
Honor's not really something I care as much about, but you've made a stronger case in the Kronvanger, I think. I think I'll join the Quarra.
Are you certain? There's no leaving a clan once you have taken the oath.
I didn't realize there'd be an oath involved. Not really one for oaths. But I suppose it's better than being an independent fledgling. I'm still new to this whole vampirism thing. I'm certain.
Wonderful. You've made a good choice, fledgling. Go on in. There's a few strays we keep in there as guards. But they shouldn't be a problem for you, should they?
Alright, completed Dreams in Darkness, and now started joining the Quarra. I've been admitted to the Quarra clan. Yelker has instructed me to find an entrance to the Quarra headquarters inside Pinemoon Cave, but he made it sound like there would be hostilities inside, which is fine, I suppose. But I need to quickly wrap up this episode because the sun is rising. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.